Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Green Bay Packers and the entire NFC North. Rumors are swirling that the Packers are exploring a potential trade for none other than Derrick Henry. That's right, the king of the run, possibly making his way from the Baltimore Ravens to Lambeau Field. And if this deal goes through, it could reshape the entire division and give Green Bay a serious shot at not just contending, but dominating for years to come. Let's first set the stage by looking at the context. The Ravens, sitting at 6-4, are in a bit of a tricky spot. They're facing some tough challenges on offense, especially with their offensive line, which has been leaking sacks at a record pace, 32 sacks so far this season. Lamar Jackson, their franchise quarterback, is under constant pressure, and with Lamar reportedly demanding a huge extension, something around $280 million, Baltimore might be facing some tough financial decisions. The team is in a rebuild mode on their offensive line, and their running game, while still formidable, could use a boost. That's where Derrick Henry, with his incredible talent and production, comes into play. Henry, at 31, remains one of the most physically imposing and productive running backs in the league, and he's still showing why he's called King Henry. This season alone, he's amassed over 288 rushing yards, averaging a solid 5.6 yards per carry, along with 13 touchdowns on the ground. His explosive plays have been vital, with 42 runs of 20 yards or more, and he's leading the NFL in missed tackles forced, with 112, an astonishing number that shows how hard he is to bring down. His metrics are off the charts, a plus 0.31 EPA per rush, a 92. 4 PFF rushing grade, and an elite 2.1 yards after contact per carry. Plus, he's only fumbled once all season, which is remarkable given his workload and style. Even after missing a couple of weeks early in the season due to an ankle injury, Henry came back stronger than ever, rushing for 148 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Steelers in Week 10. Since entering the league in 2016, Henry has racked up over 10 rushing yards and nearly 100 touchdowns. He's built like a tank, a modern Earl Campbell, and he's still at the peak of his powers. For Baltimore, acquiring Henry makes sense. They're rebuilding their offensive line, trying to protect Lamar, and looking to add a proven bell cow back to carry the load, especially with Keaton Mitchell showing flashes but needing more time to develop. Baltimore also has some cap constraints, with extensions for players like Odefoe and others looming, so moving a first-round pick plus a third in the 2026 draft for Henry might be a smart move to bolster their offense while they navigate these financial waters. Now, let's shift our focus to the Packers. Currently sitting at 6-3-1, Green Bay's ground game ranks 18th in the league, averaging 112 yards per game. It's been decent but not quite elite, especially after the inconsistent season from Josh Jacobs, who's averaging just 3.8 yards per carry and has a PFF grade of 68. Green Bay needs a closer, a game changer in the backfield, someone who can reliably grind out yards and take pressure off Jordan Love in critical moments. That's exactly what Derrick Henry could bring to the table. Imagine him lining up behind the offensive line led by Runyon, who's been solid with a PFF grade of 82. And transforming the Packers' rushing attack into a true force of nature. Henry has the ability to turn a third and short into an automatic conversion, to break tackles and extend drives, and to dominate in the red zone. His addition could elevate Green Bay's offense significantly, boosting red zone efficiency from around 58% to over 80%, placing them among the best in the league. And that's not just good for the offense, it's good for Jordan Love's development, giving him more manageable third downs and better field position overall. In terms of impact, analysts are already comparing Henry's addition to the type of upgrade that would make the Packers a serious Super Bowl contender. With a strong offensive line, a reliable ground game, and a quarterback who's still finding his rhythm, the Packers could turn into a 2000 Steelers-style ground-and-pound team. Think about it. Henry's yards after contact are elite, +1. 8 yards per carry over Jacobs, and his broken tackle rate is 28% higher. He's a true game wrecker in the trenches, and his presence would make defenses think twice before stacking the box against the Packers. From a playoff perspective, this trade could be the catalyst that propels Green Bay from a decent team into a legit Super Bowl threat. Odds currently hover around plus 3,500, but with Henry in the backfield, those odds could drop to plus 1,200 or even lower. In cold-weather playoff games, where the run game often takes center stage, Henry would be the perfect hammer. Imagine him pounding the ground in the tundra against divisional rivals like the Lions. His ability to control the clock and wear down defenses could be the difference between a deep playoff run and an early exit. This potential move isn't just about adding a star, it's about reshaping the identity of the Packers. With Derrick Henry, Green Bay would become a team that can impose its will physically, controlling the tempo and taking the pressure off Jordan Love. It's a strategy that echoes the great teams of the past who relied on a punishing ground game to win championships. And it's exactly the kind of move that could turn this team into a dynasty once again, with Henry as the hammer that breaks the NFC North and sets the stage for a serious Super Bowl push. Of course, there are questions. Will Baltimore be willing to part with their star runner? Will the Packers be willing to give up the draft capital needed? But the potential rewards far outweigh the risks. A healthy Derrick Henry alongside Green Bay's offensive line could turn the Packers into one of the most feared teams in the league, especially as they gear up for the postseason. It's a bold move, no doubt, but sometimes, to reach greatness, you've got to make bold decisions. And right now, all eyes are on Lambeau Field, waiting to see if this blockbuster trade will become a reality. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. This potential trade, if it happens, could be one of the most significant moves in recent Packers history. Imagine a Lambeau Field roaring with a ground game powered by Derrick Henry, breaking tackles, and running over defenses week after week. This kind of physicality could transform Green Bay's identity, making them not just playoff contenders but genuine Super Bowl favorites. With Henry leading the charge, the Packers would have a weapon that defenses fear, and fans would finally get to see that unstoppable ground-and-pound style that wins championships. It's a move that could elevate Jordan Love's game by giving him a reliable, explosive back to lean on, and it could leave NFC North rivals scrambling to find an answer. In recent history, the Packers have been searching for that missing piece to push them over the top. They've had talented quarterbacks, solid defenses, and a passionate fan base, but sometimes what they need most is that extra dimension, a true game-changer in the backfield. Derrick Henry, with his combination of size, speed, and toughness, could be exactly that. He's the kind of player who changes the way defenses scheme, forcing them to dedicate extra resources just to contain him. That creates openings for other players and opens up the field in ways Green Bay hasn't seen in years. Looking ahead, if this trade materializes, the Packers could become a nightmare for opponents. Their offense would be more balanced, less predictable, and more dangerous on third down. The defense, knowing that the team can control the clock and keep their offense on the field longer, would get some relief, allowing them to pin their ears back and hunt the quarterback. It's a recipe for sustained success, especially in the brutal cold of January and February. And let's not forget the playoff implications. With a ground attack led by Henry, the Packers could dominate in the postseason, where physicality and ball control are often the keys to victory. Think about those chilly Sunday nights in Lambeau, where Henry's bruising runs would wear down even the most stout defenses. It's a perfect storm that could see Green Bay not just return to the playoffs, but make a real deep run, possibly even reaching the Super Bowl. The potential is there, and the fans are buzzing with anticipation. All of this points to one thing. The Packers are not content with just being good. They want to be great again. The NFL is a league of stars and schemes, but sometimes brute force wins championships. Derrick Henry could be that force for Green Bay, transforming them into a team that's feared across the league. The question now is whether the front office will pull the trigger, whether Baltimore will part ways with their prized runner, and whether fans will finally see the kind of football they've been dreaming of for years. Ground and pound, relentless and unstoppable. So what do you think, Packers fans? Are you ready to see Derrick Henry in green and gold? Do you believe this move could bring another Lombardi trophy to Lambeau? Drop your thoughts, hopes, and predictions in the comments below. I love hearing your opinions because, after all, we're all in this together, united by our passion for the Green Bay Packers. Keep your eyes peeled because I'll be back soon with more breaking news, analysis, and updates. Until then, let's stay loud, proud, and ready for whatever comes next in the NFL. Go Pack Go!